Something that you guys don't see is how many takes I have to do just to get 1 or 2 sentences. Some of you guys may notice I have a weird way of saying certain words, especially words that have S's or SH sounds and things like that. And sometimes you'll probably notice that my speech is slurred. Of course, you may not have noticed, but now that I've said something, you will probably always notice. Something that you guys don't get to see is the fact that I have to do a lot of takes just to get 2 or 3 sentences out correctly. Now, there's a pretty great reason that I talk this way. You see, when I was in the Air Force, before I got out of basic training, the military told me that I had to have surgery on my mouth. If I didn't have that surgery, they weren't going to let me finish basic training, and they were not going to let me into the Air Force or let me be a firefighter. So of course I let them do the surgery. And it's not just because I wanted to be in the Air Force and save people as a firefighter, but it's because I needed the surgery. And in that surgery, they pulled 10 of my teeth, 10 teeth at once. So now I only have 1 molar on each side of my jaw on the top and bottom. And I'm missing all those teeth behind it. There's just big gaps. And on top of that, they also damaged some nerves in my face while doing the surgery. And now part of my face makes it hard for me to speak. And when I drink things, sometimes the milk or the water comes out. And sometimes I just drool randomly, which people think is funny and some people think is gross. But I can't really help it. It just happens. So between the nerves and the missing teeth, I have a hard time talking, and I have to really speak clearly and enunciate my words almost in an exaggerated manner, because if I don't, all of the words and the speech kind of get slurred together, and it's really difficult for me to say things. It was really tricky. They said I had like a 1 in 10 million freak dental issue. So I had one tooth that was actually growing downwards into my jawbone and cracking it little by little. And of course, because one day I might get into combat and hand-to-hand combat, and I had to wear an oxygen mask, they said I had to get that taken care of. I also had a tooth that was growing upwards into my sinuses. And on top of that, I had 2 extra teeth. And I'm not talking about wisdom teeth. I'm talking about just 2 extra teeth. So during the operation, they had to go up there, cut around the roof of my mouth, rip the skin of it back, and then dig around in my sinuses and do a bunch of stuff to fix what that tooth growing upwards had done. They had to actually fly in specialists from all over the Air Force to fix my mouth during this surgery. And that's why when I woke up, there were about 10 different people around my bed. I was freaked out. I didn't know what was going on. And I felt that like there was something in between my teeth. So I went to dig at it. And it was actually the stitches between every single tooth that they had to put there to attach the roof of my mouth back. So everybody freaked out and said, no, stop. And told me that I couldn't eat solids for 2 weeks. So I didn't get to eat anything but Jell-O, pudding, ice cream, soup, all that kind of stuff for 2 weeks. And that was pretty miserable for me because, as you guys can tell, I like my food. Now, something that's cool about it is no one has actually ever said anything in my comment sections or on my social media or whatever. No one's ever mentioned it, and I appreciate that. Not that I'd be embarrassed of it or whatever. If somebody did say something, I would respond with why it is how it is. And I would tell them if they don't like it, they can go watch something else or unfollow me or unsubscribe or whatever. But today I'm all good. You know, I have slurred speech a little bit. I've got this weird underbite like a pit bull or an old person with no teeth. It's pretty weird, but you know, all good. I'm alive, I can chew, I can eat still, and I'm still able to talk about movies, games, and TV for you guys. So that was just something that I wanted to say that I haven't talked about before, really to anybody, but I just wanted to let you guys know why sometimes you hear some weird shit come out of my mouth, whether it be pronunciations or weird structures of sentences or word choices, because if I have certain words that I put together, I can't say them. So I have to switch out stuff that I normally wouldn't have before. And again, a sincere thank you to those of you who have noticed it and really don't care or haven't said anything. That's pretty cool of you. So again, thanks a lot. So anyway, that's enough about my weird teeth that you see in this weird face talking to you on this weird show. I'll see you guys next time.